On to this now. The funeral of 3-year-old Kganya Mokhele is underway in Ekurhuleni this morning. The toddler died on Tuesday after a bookshelf allegedly collapsed on him at a preschool in Bedfordview. Our reporter, Mohlaoli, joining us now live from that funeral. Tumaole, good morning to you. No matter which way you look at it, it has to be a very, very sad time for the parents of this toddler. It is never an easy situation losing a child.
Certainly not an easy situation, as you've mentioned there, Koli. And unfortunately, on the day that little Kganya lost his life in Bedfordview there in, the east of Johannesburg, I managed to speak to his father, who was on the scene and who detailed just how he struggled initially to get to the bottom of what had actually happened to the little 3-year-old. And you could just see by his demeanor and, his body language, and he was trying to be strong, but you could see in his eyes just absolute loss. And when I asked him what little Kganya meant to him, he said it was his everything. He says Kganya was his everything, and even in the pictures that he shared with us of the moments that they had together, certainly you saw just what a strong bond that they had. And he said it was someone, his little guy, who was always with him. And I managed to get a glimpse of Kganya's father, Kganya Mokhele, and you could just see that indeed he is a man who is beset with grief. He's sitting there in the tent behind me, flanked by family and loved ones, and you could see that his body language suggests that it is a very difficult time, and he's sitting right in front of the little coffin of little Kganya, which is right at the center of the tent here behind me in straight view. And many speakers have just been, pouring out their messages of support and encouraging Kganya Mokhele and the rest of Kganya's family, including, of course, his grandfather, who was very, very vocal and very, very upset with what had happened, and saying that now is the time to look for solace amongst each other and to lean on each other, and also to look to their maker and try to find closure in this very difficult time, as they have gathered here to lay little Kganya to rest. So this has been what has been going on throughout the morning, of course, as the service has been underway here in straight view, and we anticipate that the service will carry on for the next few minutes, or at least an hour or so. This is what we were told by organizers within the family, and then from here little Kganya will be laid to rest. I'm going to step out of shot so that my colleague Kevin can just give you a shot. You can see that although he was only 3 years old, there is quite a large number of people that are gathered here for the funeral services. People who have been shocked and moved by the news of his passing and the manner in which he has passed. And of course, in terms of the manner in which he has passed, we know that investigations continue to be underway. The Gauteng Education Department says that it is waiting for a full report from its own inspectors, who are also undertaking their own investigations, and then decisions will be taken on the way forward in terms of that particular early childhood development center where Kganya lost his life in Bedfordview. As far as the center is concerned, we are of course to understand that its gates remain closed while this process is underway, and the investigation will also include safety and other regulations in terms of operations and premises, because this is quite a popular chain of early childhood development centers. So that investigation and the scope of the investigations will also include the other franchises within that group. But for now, of course, all eyes and hearts are certainly with the family of little Kganya Mokhele and the grieving relatives who are now in the process of accompanying him to his final resting place here in the east of Johannesburg.
Mohlaoli, thank you very much for that update, and our hearts go out to the Mokhele family. May they be strengthened at this difficult time.